Watkins, and welcome to the New Paradigm Institute for Intergenerational Wealth. This is a spinoff of the Financial Juneteenth movement, which you can learn more about at financialjuneteenth.com. Now, who am I, and why should you listen to anything that I have to say? Well, I have a PhD in finance, which took a lot of years for me to obtain. I also got master's degrees in math and statistics, and a bunch of other things that gave me the tools to learn finance at the highest level. So I've taught at the college level for about 20 years. I started teaching. I taught my first college finance class at Indiana University when I was 22 years old, which was a crazy thing. But here I am 20 years later, and what I really want to do is I want to share what I know with my community. I know a lot about finance. I know how money runs America. I know that many of the problems that we see that relate to racism are actually linked to systemic economic oppression or an overcommitment to capitalism. And so, what I want to tell you first and foremost is that if you're looking for a place that's going to teach you how to worship money, you're not going to get that here. I'm not a person that believes in worshiping money. However, I am a person who believes in understanding the power of money and how money can help you to enhance your life in many, many ways. How money can be used as a tool for building as opposed to a weapon for destroying, which is something that a lot of Americans, I think, have not learned the balance of that. If you look throughout America, there are basically three major problems that we're facing, particularly as people of color. The three major issues, the three major civil rights issues in America right now are urban violence. Too many of our kids are dying in the street. Number two is economic inequality, which is as bad as it's been in the last 50 years. The third one is mass incarceration, which actually links back to capitalism because we're locking up so many people, particularly people of color, particularly husbands and fathers, that it's destroyed the black family. And the structure of your family is a critical element to your ability to build wealth. So what you have now is you have a situation where the wealth gap between blacks and whites, it hasn't shrank since 1963, since before Dr. King really had his impact. You're looking at a situation where black unemployment is typically twice as high as it is for whites. That hasn't changed. My argument is that it's time to try something different. If you keep trying to do the same thing that you've been doing for the last 50, 60, 70, 80 years, then you're going to keep getting the same results over the next 50, 60, 70, 80 years. And so my argument is that we need better solutions. We need a solution that is more focused on building economic power. I think I have some ideas that can help us do that. What I'm looking for, though, is I'm looking for what I would call some fellow runaway slaves. And I say that because one of the things that keeps black people in our place, so to speak, is an overcommitment to the corporate plantation. Back when slavery ended, most of us worked for a white person. Not, about 98, 99% of us worked for a white person. Today, 98, 99% of us work for a white person. Malcolm X told us a long time ago that if you never commit to owning your own businesses, if you never commit to financial literacy, if you never commit to saving and investing and owning and contributing and targeting your money to black institutions, then you will always end up looking silly because you're going to be standing outside of somebody's business begging them to give you a job. And so what I argue is this: we can operate the institute on one core principle, and that's what I call cost. And it comes down to paying the cost for your own freedom. Cost is an acronym. The C stands for contribute. Every person of color should contribute to some black institution every month outside of your church. If you can tithe to the pastor 10%, then you can tithe to your community. You can tithe to your children. You can tithe to black businesses. You can tithe to everything that's going to build your community. We have to contribute. O stands for ownership. Every black person must own something. You got to own something in America in order to build wealth and have real power. So ask yourself at the end of the day, don't ask how much money do I make. Ask yourself, do I own something? S, save and invest. You got to save your money so your money can save you. My grandmother taught me that. My grandmother never went to college, never made more than $25,000 a year, but never had a financial problem in her life because she was always committed to saving and investing and owning the land on which she stood, and I respect her for that for all eternity. She was my first finance professor, in case you want to know. Target. Your money is your power. You don't want to give all your power away. So that means that when you spend as a person of color, you must be committed to targeting that money toward businesses that are going to build your community. I laugh all the time because I'll hear people say, well, I don't know if I want to give my money to this black business because I don't know what they're going to do with my money. Well, guess what? Walmart, Target, Kmart, and all these other corporations that you give your money to without question, they're not doing hardly anything for your community. So we've got to get past this slave mentality when it comes to what we do with our wealth. We have to build, we have to grow, we have to support each other, we have to pay the cost for our own freedom. If you're not willing to pay the cost for your own freedom, then I'm sorry, you really don't deserve to be free. Now, what can we do for you here at the Institute, which I really want you to join? We want to help you plant the seeds so you can pay the cost for your own freedom. SEED is another acronym. I'm good with these little acronyms. It worked really well with my students. The S for SEED stands for spiritual support. We're going to give you a lot of support spiritually to keep you motivated as you work to get off the corporate plantation. I taught a class on how to fire your boss with Nomalanga Mushali Moses, the founder of HealthyBlackWoman.com. And one of the things that we talked about is that really to kind of escape the corporate plantation, it's almost like a rocket ship trying to escape the gravitational pull of the earth. It takes a lot of power, a lot of energy. You can't slow up. The rocket can't hesitate, or the rocket will blow up or fall down to the ground. So the same thing is true with your own life. When you're trying to escape the gravitational pull of your own life, it takes a lot of spiritual support. And the fact is, black people, we're spiritual people. You know, we go to church, and our spiritual energy is an asset. It's not a liability unless we use it as a liability, but it can be an asset because your spiritual energy fuels your intellectual energy. What does the E stand for in SEED? Well, the first E stands for educational support. We're going to offer all kinds of classes. Some classes I'll teach. Some classes will be taught by people who are participating on the platform. Some classes will be taught by partners that will offer to you and recommend to you that you can take. Some of the classes will be offered at a discount. I encourage you to invest in your education, because if you don't invest in yourself, then why would you expect anybody else to invest in you? Economic support. One of the things I really want to do here is I want to help build a community so that people of similar interests can support each other economically. That means that if somebody sees your business and they want to invest in your company, or they want to contribute to your company, or they want to buy a product from your company, they can do that. We'll facilitate that. The other thing is that if you're looking for investors, or if you're looking to market your business, we're going to set up a community there where you can do that. If you want to join our Facebook page, the Facebook page is called Financial Juneteenth. If you go to Facebook/Financial Juneteenth, you can join the Facebook page there. You should also subscribe at juneteenth.com so you can join the family. The last piece is developmental support, the D. So that's SEED. D stands for developmental support. I've actually partnered with a couple of business development experts, and we're actually going to create scenarios where people are allowed to get developmental support as they implement the ideas that we share with you. We're not just going to talk, we're going to help you lead that talk into action. Some of the things that we offer will be free. Some of the things that we offer are going to cost a little bit of money. Some of the things that we offer are going to cost a lot of money, because we got to pay our bills too. And so at the same time, though, the goal at the end of the day is for all of us to win. At the end, everybody wins. And so what I want you to do is I want you to subscribe. Go to financialjuneteenth.com. Make sure you subscribe. Also go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/financialjuneteenth. If you want to buy a book, you can. We'll sell you books at a discount. I happen to be the author of Black American Money and Financial Lovemaking, a couple of books that I think are pretty cool. And then also make sure you get in here. Make sure you actually engage. Make sure you connect. And at the end of the day, we'll give you the seeds to pay the cost for your own freedom. And remember that you have to be willing to pay the cost for your own freedom if you truly want to be free. Freedom is not for everybody. Freedom is not for the faint of heart. There are some people who are more comfortable on the plantation because, let's be real, the plantation is safe. You get free room, free board, free everything. You're safe and secure. You're well fed. You're well taken care of. But if you want that freedom, you have to learn to build your own house. You have to get your own food. You have to find your own clothing. You have to be able to take care of yourself. So in your quest to be economically free, we just want to create a space where you can join together with the rest of us, fellow runaway slaves who are sick of the corporate plantation, sick of the racism, sick of the BS, sick of being financially strapped, sick of being buried in debt up to the ceiling, just sick of that old life and looking for something better. So I hope you'll join me. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Financial Juneteenth. Please take care. God bless and have a wonderful day. I'm gone. Peace.